Hey everybody, it's Michael here from KWC Airguns with another tabletop airsoft pistol review. Today we're looking specifically at a KWC M1911, and this is a CO2 Blowback Airsoft pistol. I have reviewed very similar versions of this gun with different branding, licensing, some in steel BB, some in airsoft, some in very modern tactical versions, and some just like this one, your typical 1911 A1 style pistol. But hey, why not do another review? These guns are super popular. We sell a lot of them in the KWC Airgun store over at replicairguns.ca and non-KWC versions in the US KWC Airgun store. So check out links in the description if you're interested in buying one of these pistols. And I won't assume that everybody's seen all of my previous videos. You may be new to airguns and this might come up on your radar. So let's dive into this review of the KWC M1911 CO2 Blowback Airsoft pistol. Now I will be talking a little bit about performance because I have already done the field test shooting video for this pistol. You can check out that video. It will probably come up at the end of this video. All right, let's talk about specifications. This is a full blowback, all metal design pistol. It shoots in semi-auto only. It uses 12 gram CO2 cartridges and shoots 6mm plastic airsoft BBs. It has a 17 round full-size dropout metal magazine that holds the BBs and the CO2. It weighs in at 1.97 pounds or 894 grams. It also has the traditional 1911 single action only trigger. And in my testing, it produced 351 FPS using 0.25 gram airsoft BBs. This airsoft pistol does have an adjustable hop-up system. I'll show you that when I do a quick field strip. It also has fixed front and back sights. And again, this gun is fully field strippable. And if you haven't already noticed, it's a replica of the Colt M1911 A1. Slightly different than the non-A1 version. You're going to find a different trigger, a little bit different grips. They have a slightly different grip on them, and you're not going to have this sort of arched back here pistol grip. It's more straight on the non-A1 version. Those are the most obvious things you can see between the two. Now again, this gun is distributed by KWC and it's made in China. Let's take a quick look at what you get with the gun. You do get this nice cardboard box, right? So it's not in the plastic bubble wrap. Got some specifications here, right? Capacity says 14 rounds. I could have been wrong about that. Thought it was 17, but it does say 14. We'll have to kind of figure that out. I'll put a little indication on the screen telling you which is which, but it does say 14, and that may be true. Okay, so you can see here, blowback, grip safety. Does have that working grip safety, full metal design, working magazine release. Everything works pretty much like the real steel version. Inside the box, you are going to get an Allen key for adjusting or tightening the CO2. You get a little baggie of airsoft BBs. I'm not sure what the actual grams of these are, probably 0.20 gram. And you do get, of course, the manual that comes with it from KWC. Lots of nice little pictures showing you what you should do and not do in terms of shooting people and paying attention to what you're doing. Okay. So here's probably the more important side, how to load it, some more specifications there. Yeah, looks like it's 14 rounds. That's probably what it is. Has the weight there and everything. Okay, how to load it, all that important stuff. How to field strip it on this page here. Need to know that if you want to adjust the hop up. Okay, I want to show you another gun. Way back in the day I did my review of the Tanfoglio Witness. This is probably the first version I ever reviewed of this pistol. Really hasn't changed much at all. This is the Cybergun distributed version that has the Tanfoglio licensing on it. I'm not sure if they even distribute this one anymore, but you can get different versions through a lot of different companies like Cybergun, Umarex, Gletscher, Crosman. I mean, a whole bunch of companies redistribute these guns. In some cases they even license them, in some cases they don't. But you can see here really the only difference is you're going to have this licensing on here and a little bit, well, I've actually taken this off. This was more prevalent, but I did a video where I kind of reduced the amount that it was showing. I believe, I can't remember what I used. I used a chemical on it, but you can kind of get this off. Some people say to use nail polish remover, whatever. You could take the finish right off. You got to be careful. Maybe use a magic marker. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. Some people say just paint over it, but then you got to match the paints up, right? So I just sort of diminished it just so that it wasn't so bright and white. On the KWC version, you really don't have a lot of that other than this little branding right down here. But if you wanted to get rid of that, you could use a similar method. But you notice the slide doesn't have all the markings on it. It's just nice and clean, okay? Just have that one there as well. So other than that, these guns are pretty much the same. This one just happens to be a steel BB, but I believe you could have gotten it in airsoft back in the day, or at least, you know, recently you can get this gun in other airsoft versions distributed by other companies. At this point, I'm going to do the walk around, show you this gun up nice and close, get in here tight so you can really see it in detail. You know, as long as the camera's focusing for me, that's always good. So let's just walk around, then we'll play around with pulling the mag out and stuff. I do have some CO2 in it, so it is on safe right now. There's your mag release, slide catch release right there. Okay, rear sight, no white dot sights, just fixed sights. You've got your ejection port there, front sight. Okay. F for the German market. Plastic grips, which is what you'd find on the original versions. Working grip safety. Nice short single action trigger. Okay. Let's take the magazine out so we don't have to worry about CO2 spilling out, shooting myself accidentally. There are no BBs in it, but just in case. So you can see here, you can see through the mag well, right? You do have, I showed you the working magazine release and a working grip safety. So you see I can't pull the trigger until I do that, right? No trigger works, trigger works. Safety, right? All of that. Okay, let's do some blowback action just to show you guys. So there are no BBs in it. I will point it sort of in a safe direction, not exactly at my monitor, just in case. Right? Nice blowback action. Let's field strip this really quickly for you guys. Pretty straightforward. Line that little notch up right there, and then you just push it from the other side, and then you can take out your pin there, move the slide forward. I'm not going to take it right down. I'm not going to take the barrel out. So you get your barrel string and your barrel bushing. All of this comes apart pretty much like the real steel version. And then right there, if you can see it, you can see your hop-up wheel. Okay, so you do have adjustable hop-up on this one. You could pull this out and get to it a little bit easier and adjust it if you want to. I'm not going to take it right down, but you do have this nice heavy slide, right? And the frame isn't too bad on its own. It's not quite as heavy as a real steel 1911. That would be probably up and over 2 pounds. This is just under, but it's pretty decent weight in general. Okay, let's get this lined up. Let's try this one more time, all the way back. Bring it forward, line it up. There we go. Okay, so you got to bring it all the way back first. But the mistake I made is I didn't bring the slide all the way back before I put the pin in, so it was actually before it. Okay, so you got to make sure you do that. And then once you've done that, everything's good. Okay, put it in safe. All right, let's go over some of the pros and the cons quickly and then finish up this review. Again, this is an all metal constructed gun. Metal slide, metal frame, metal magazine, metal barrel. Most of the internal parts are going to be metal. So it does have good weight and feel to it. Again, it has that full-length blowback action with a nice heavy recoil, something that most people like in the blowback action gun. It's a very accurate copy of the Colt M1911 A1. It does have that really nice single-action only trigger that feels really good, super short, super light, and crisp, typical of a 1911. And it's nice that it has the working grip safety to give it even more realism. You're also going to find that metal magazine that holds the CO2 and the airsoft BBs. And again, no real obvious ugly white writing except for some of the KWC branding, but there's no blatant warning instructions on the slide jumping out at you. Again, this gun is fully field strippable, and it also has that recessed barrel for added realism. Didn't really show you, but that one right there, see how it sort of looks like a 45 on the outside, but then on the inside there's that smaller diameter inner barrel for the airsoft BBs. I also found that the FPS is just about perfect for a pistol like this. It's going to shoot just over 360 FPS using .20 gram BBs. Not too powerful for airsoft fields, but also Canada import friendly. All right, just a few cons. The finish on these KWC guns can wear off quickly in the high spots, but it has gotten much better over the years. And that full blowback action will eat up a lot of CO2. So don't expect a ton of magazines. You're probably only going to get about 4, maybe 5 magazines if you're lucky. And if you're not shooting this gun overly quick, letting it kind of warm up in between magazines. All right, thanks again for watching another Replica Airguns review. Don't forget to subscribe. Also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're interested in either a BB version or airsoft version of this gun, we do carry them in the KWC in Canada. We also carry it in other companies that distribute it in our US store, replicaairguns.us. So again, check out the links in the description if you're interested in buying this in Canada or the US. We also have other products in those stores: air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.